Okay, hey, today is Monday, September 15th, and I just filmed a video, and you're going to be seeing this video. This is the end of the day that you're looking at right here. I filmed this video that you're about to see earlier today on my way to work. Now I'm on my way home from work. I'm exhausted. Anyway, I am watching the footage back because I'm going to be editing it either tonight or tomorrow. And there is a little section that I am going to be either muting or just cutting out completely because I did talk about some pretty heavy shit that happened 5 days ago on September 10th. You probably all know what I'm talking about. It really is not the place and the time for me to be talking about that kind of stuff. So you probably will know exactly when I'm talking about it and when I'm going to be muting it out. So anyway, I didn't want people to think that I was being inappropriate because I was kind of being inappropriate, but that's the beauty of editing, is that you can edit that shit out. I also am probably going to insert a little bit of voiceover because there are a couple of points that I wanted to make that I didn't make in the video. The video that you're seeing was pretty much done all in one take. It was like 18 minutes from front to back. I didn't stop the video at all because I really wanted to get my voice across, my emotion out, and I didn't want to be false about it. I didn't want it to be rehearsed, and I didn't want to do a second take or a third take or anything like that. So I might flub over my words a little bit. That's okay, but I'm not going to go back and fix that because I want you to see that there was, you know what, just watch the video. This is an anti-MLM video. How are you? Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I'll let you know that I am a former Scentsy consultant. I am a former MLM leader. And I was very active in that MLM's social media community for a long time. And I'm filming this in a different aspect ratio because I wanted to be able to share with you the screenshots from a Facebook post that I made about 2.5 weeks ago. Now, keep in mind that this was about 9 months after I quit that MLM. And I made a post about a product that MLM produced at one point. And current consultants of said company decided to try to piss into my my comment thread. So I am filming it this way so that you can see it. Now, if you wanted to, you can go to facebook.com/MetallicaMom, all one word, whatever. And my Facebook is public, and I never claimed that it was private. So it was interesting that these people chose to publicly go into the comment section of my post and try to stir the pot. So the reason why I am making this video is because I wanted to showcase the behavior and the cult-like tendencies that these people have. I'm not sure. Well, you can tell me once you watch this video. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to read along. I'm going to be reading you all of the valid parts. I invite you to go into the comment section of this video and let me know, were they trying to convert me back, or were they just trying to, I don't know, validate the actions of the company? What do you think? I would love to know what you think. And if you'd like to remain anonymous, you can always email me at MetallicaMom@outlook.com. Okay, so as you can see, I talked about a Scentsy bar called Inner Peace. And I love that Scentsy bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you that post very quickly. It says, "Okay, Scentsy, I'm going to give you 2 compliments. 1, Inner Peace is one of the best long-lasting wax melts I've ever experienced. I warmed it for the first time in December of 2016. Then it didn't come back for another 6 years. Yes, I've been hoarding this bar since 2022, and that might be the reason why it performed so well in my home yesterday." I know that there's a little bit of a timeline jump there, but basically this is a 3-year-old bar of wax that I warmed and it knocked my socks off, okay? Anyway, two, that's the first compliment. Second compliment. Getting rid of Bring Back My Bar pisses a lot of people off, including me, but randomly throwing older scents into your clearance section with zero notice just to have them sell out in minutes is pretty brilliant. I'm giving Scentsy a compliment, saying that what they're doing is a good business tactic. FOMO causes people to buy hundreds of bars at a clip, and all you've got to do is go on YouTube to see that. Okay, anyway. So much more product is sold than when fragrances were just on the website for 45 days. So they throw that shit into the clearance section and people go, oh my God, I'm never going to see this again. I'm going to buy it all. Okay. We all know y'all are doing all you can to keep the doors open and the cash flowing, because that's exactly what they're doing. That being said, I'm confident I can get wax elsewhere. You were pioneering. The operative word is were. Once something is introduced, it's out there. 9 months ago, I decided to be a customer and just buy the product instead of selling it. I've only made one purchase since then, but at this point, I think I'll be warming through my stash and heading out. Peace. Okay, so that was my post. And as you could see, if you want to see, or you can just listen, whatever, people, for the most part, were very positive in my comments, okay? They were just like, yeah, I love that bar of wax, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Tracy commented, Colleen commented, Tammy, who has been a supporter of mine for a very long time, both on that form of social media and also on YouTube. She commented, she was just like, yeah, I don't understand what they're doing with the Bring Back My Bar. It makes me buy so much more than I normally do. A couple of the people who used to be underneath me commented in there and said, yeah, I loved Inner Peace. So, you might have heard me talk about Joshua. Actually, he refers to himself as Joshua, not Josh. He used to be a Scentsy consultant, and he quit after 13 years of being a Scentsy consultant. And I believe at this time he still was, but since then he has quit. Now, he had gotten up there. He had ranked up, and he quit after 13 years. And even he was saying, I haven't bought Scentsy since the beginning of the spring season, because Scentsy's going down, okay? Anyway, whatever. So then somebody named Susie comments. Now, what's interesting about Susie is that she and I were not friends. So she was following me. She wasn't necessarily connected to me. And that's fine. I do have people who are following me and they're not like friends, Facebook friends. And she writes, the whole candle thing makes me laugh. How long did they push? They were the safer alternative. Shake my head, no soot, fire, or flame. So now I had not said anything about the candles. I had not said anything about the candles publicly yet at this point. I did literally defecate on the idea of the candles in Julie's video. I will post the link to that in the description of this video. But there's no reason for me to shit on the concept of the candles, because they're doing that themselves. I don't need to give them the shovel to dig their own grave. They've already got plenty of shovels. They've got a backhoe and they're using it. Anyway, so I comment on Susie's comment and I write totally hypocritical. That's it. 2 words. Totally hypocritical. So then somebody named Jody then comments on that. So now Jody is commenting 3 deep. I make the post. Susie comments, I comment, then Jody comments. 3 deep, Jody is looking at this post and she's looking for something that she can comment on. Jody says, or maybe because they're a fragrance company, offering fragrances in different ways seems logical. People love candles. Why not add them to the lineup? Question mark. Now there's choices. You can go for the safer alternative or the flame alternative. So safer or flame. So the opposite of safer is more dangerous? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and argue candles. I just said that, right? So then I comment on her comment on my comment on Susie's comment on my post. So this like goes deep. That's why I wanted you to see the picture of it. And you can go and read this yourself. I'm not going over the good stuff. I'm just going over the interesting stuff. Anyway, so I comment on Jody's comment on the, I say, but a year ago, according to the company, candles were dangerous, which I still believe that they are. I have 2 brothers that are firefighters. We don't do candles ever. This is why I joined Scentsy 11 years ago. To those who burn them, I wish them well. Show me the negativity in there. Show it to me. Right? So then somebody named Lynn comments on my comment, who's commenting on Jody's comment, who's coming. You get the picture, right? So then Lynn, who is also a Scentsy consultant, says, giving customers the choice because many have been asking for candles, especially the young adults. You don't have to trash a company that so many love. Just do what you love and be kind. I didn't see anybody trashing anything. I said that Scentsy did something hypocritical, which, by the way, Scentsy has every right to do something hypocritical because it's their company. Go forth and do. Nobody is saying that you're not allowed to do anything. And if you tell me that one company in this entire universe has never lied about something in order to sell something, please. So nobody was trashing Scentsy. We were saying that it was hypocritical that they were saying that candles were dangerous a year ago and now they're not. Anyway. So I comment on Lynn's comment on Jody's comment. I say, Lynn, please escort yourself off my post. Read the fucking room. Because she's not reading the fucking room. Okay? It was an entertaining morning. This happened in the morning and it just kept on going on. And I was, oh, yes, let's go. Because, listen, I still have not said anything negative. Asking her to escort herself off of my fucking post, I don't even think that that's negative. That's, what are you doing here? How deep into my post are you reading that you have to comment? Anyway, so then Jody comments. Jody is like skipping over the whole Lynn thing, right? And so Jody is commenting to me, and because remember the last thing I had said was very positive. The last thing I had said was, I choose not to burn candles, but you can go burn candles over there, right? So then Jody comments and says, and that's absolutely your choice. Candles can be dangerous, but so can cars, knives, and guns. I didn't do candles for a long time because I had small children and dogs, but now that the kids are older and we're down to one dog, I've enjoyed the flicker again. Yes, Scentsy was built on an alternative to wicked candles, but now they're an established company and have decided to expand their options. Choices are nice. Okay, so that's friendly kind of banter back and forth a little bit, right? So then Lynn comments again. Lynn and Jody are kind of ignoring each other at this point. So Lynn comments again and says, I am happy to leave your page. Nice language, by the way. I wish you well. Happy people say kind things and you do not. Too much negativity from you. Because I choose to not burn candles. Okay. So then my friend Matt comments on it. Now Matt is fabulous. Matt says, comparing candles to cars and knives and guns is crazy work. Which it absolutely is. Okay. Then Jody comments on Matt's comments and says, let me explain. Lots of things are dangerous. That doesn't mean we stop using them. Does that help? What? I mean, I don't even get it. I don't even get it. So, Heather is somebody who commented. Heather and I have been connected in the past in a health and weight loss community, and she brought up something, and she and I had a little bit of a banter back and forth. But she and I have then, I got a little testy when I was reading this. Okay, so I did get a little testy with her, but I then private messaged her, which is what these two people should have done probably. I private messaged her and we had a nice little conversation and we're cool. Okay, but anyway, so then Matt comments back to Jody, who's saying that we don't stop using guns and knives, and yeah. And Matt says, it's like opening a vegetarian restaurant, training your staff to inform patrons of the dangers of eating meat, then years later deciding to start offering meat at your restaurant because 70% of people still eat meat, because that's what Scentsy is saying, 70% of people still use candles. And not only do you now sell meat, but you sell the best meat, and you know this because you've sold vegetables for the last 20 years. Oh, and you are also going to charge double what most people pay for the meat, and you're not going to provide them with a fork to eat it with. So I love what Matt wrote. It's not just because he's one of my besties. It's because I love what he wrote. And it's so true, because those Scentsy candles, they're 12-ounce candles, and they're $30 fucking dollars. Give me a break. So, it went on a little bit after that, and so then Lynn comes back and makes her own comment that then turns to shit underneath that. And Lynn says, if you are purchasing from a friend, trashing the company isn't helping them. If Scentsy isn't your thing anymore, just walk away. Many still love it. Which type of fragrance system one uses is a personal choice. Of course, flameless is the safest way, but customers get to choose. You do not have to be so critical. I wasn't putting down anything. Other people had brought up candles in my comment section. I didn't. So, you know, just the balls and the fact that they're so defensive about the subject of these candles. It's kind of crazy. This is that cult behavior. The root word of culture is cult. Anyway, so I commented and I said, Lynn, you do not need to comment on my post either. Bye. Okay. So then Jody says, so you only post to allow those that agree with you to respond? And then I comment on her and I say, you came to my post to argue in my comments. Kind of interesting. And so then Jody says, I thought your responses to Lynn were unnecessarily harsh. Telling someone bye and to get the fuck off your page for explaining why Scentsy has chosen to do candles? Kind of extreme. You posted publicly. Some might disagree with you and respond. I didn't post about the fucking candles. It shows that you only want people that will boost your hate and stand around and cheer your negativity like a bunch of minions. This sounds a little bit like certain things that happened in political arenas over the past 5 days. It sounds a little Okay, we get it. You don't like Scentsy for whatever reason. It ran its course for you. That's fine. But why do you feel the need to bash something you've chosen to no longer be a part of? Why not just walk away? Bitch, I did walk away. And bitch, I made a post saying that Scentsy still rocks. I know a lot of people that don't like massages, but they don't go blasting why. They just don't get them. I guess since I'm not allowed to have civil discourse with you, and if you disagree, then I too will remove myself from your page. Peace out. So I didn't even respond to that. I don't think I even responded to that because that's beautiful. I love that she escorted herself the fuck off of my page. And I love that she blocked me before she could delete this. So anyway, Jody is somebody that I actually traveled with once. She was a leader. She is a leader in Scentsy, from what I know. And this is the behavior. I'm pointing this way because I just put my iPad down. This is the behavior of people in a cult. This is, in my opinion, awful. It is aggressive. It's way more aggressive than me. You know me. I'm being very aggressive right now. I have a tendency to be quite animated when I speak, especially when it's something that that means a lot to me and is very very active in my up here. I even get animated like this and I sound aggressive when I'm talking about something that I love too, which is one of the reasons why I was a very good salesman. But that kind of behavior is exactly why I felt so comfortable leaving Scentsy. In fact, I should have left about 4 years ago. That's my biggest regret, is that I didn't leave 4 years ago. Anyway, 17 minutes. I hope that everybody has a great day. Again, you are welcome to go to my Facebook page and take a look at that. If you don't have a Facebook account, don't make an account just to do this. You just read back and you just see. You don't even have to look at it. I just read you everything that was interesting. You're welcome to subscribe to me. I don't consider myself to be an anti-MLM channel, but when things like this happen, and for the past 9 months they've happened, it's happening less and less often, but that's great. But now that I am officially coming out publicly that I no longer support the company, things are amping up a little bit. Again, I'm not an anti-MLM content creator. Maybe I'm the anti. No, because I'm very pro-anti. If that makes any sense. I'm pro-anti-MLM content, but I just might not be the one to make it. Anyway, you're welcome to subscribe to me here. I do make wax videos, just not about Scentsy anymore. And I hope everybody has a great day.
That means you're extra, extra.